Hey Warriors, Professor Chris here from WayOfTheWarrior.org, Private Lesson Revolution. Today I wanted to talk about what I wish I'd known when I started years and years ago. Um, Obviously, there's lots of it, all right? And we can talk about different marketing and advertising and customer attraction and all this other stuff. But really, when I decided to think about doing this, and I really had to drill it down, you guys have heard me say it before if you're watching any of my videos. What I wish I'd known back when I was 23 and getting started is that there are three levels of value for martial arts. And what you offer and how much you earn and how big an impact you make, not only with your individual students, but also in your local community and honestly in the world, of course, also with your personal income as well, is determined by which of those three levels that you focus on, right? And unfortunately, all of us, me included, start on focusing on what is most important to us maybe, but is not to other people. And that's why most martial artists struggle financially or give up and, dumb down their curriculum and services and go the McDojo route and just try to maximize that level one. And level one is the actual tactical, is mistakenly putting the value on the actual moves, the punching, the kicking, the grappling, right? And there's millions and millions of different ways to bend, break another human being. Weapons, no weapons, empty hands, close quarters, long distance, whatever it is, right? Different ranges. There's a million different ways. But the problem is that when you focus on the tactical, is that the reality is that there's no real situation in someone's life that they're going to apply that every single day. Is it useful to know that, yes, maybe if you decide, to go walking in a bad neighborhood that, you won't, you'll be able to defend yourself or something like that. But the reality is, in fact, I was just talking to a Private Lesson Revolution client the other day, and we're working on trying to determine his different level outcome. And I said, what can you do? And he said, well, I can really make sure that somebody is able to protect themselves. And I said, oh, do you live in a high crime neighborhood? And he laughed. He's like, no, actually, I live in one of the safest towns in the entire United States. And I was like, oh, well, you see why that's a problem to attract people, right, in your town to learn self-defense if they already know they don't need it. And it translates way beyond that for, no matter where you are in the world. Again, I keep on saying this, guys, it's 2019. You're not going out into the mean streets with gang-ridden cities and putting physical danger every single day. And therefore, if your marketing, your advertising, even your curriculum is only based on that tactical, right, of just learning the move for tactical sake, that's why your cost for customer acquisition is through the roof. It's why your retention is terrible. And it's why your total customer value is so low. It's because there's no real inherent value to learning that. Most people will come, learn a couple moves, and then move and go find another activity that, new shiny object that interests them. Level two is what 99.9% of martial arts schools really start out striving to be. And if they don't sell out and go the McDojo tactical only kind of way, right? Or if they're smart enough to stay in the level two and not dumb things down and put the focus on the tactical, they stay in what's called level two experiential martial arts, right? That is somebody is going through their daily life and they come to your school or you go to them if you're doing private lessons and you remove them from their daily experience into something completely different, into an experience totally different than what they're used to. And because you're doing that, removing from one experience to something better, you are actually making them feel good. right? That's really what this is. Experiential martial arts is taking somebody out of their dreary, dull, everyday life and putting them into something that feels better for an hour, 90 minutes at a time, 2, 3, 4 times a week, right? Depending on what you're doing at your school and whatnot. And yes, during that class time, you are obviously teaching the tactical, but it's everything in between that tactical, right? The social aspect, the underlying a level 3 aspect that we're going to talk about in a minute. And of course, them being able to be completely removed from any bad things going on in their life for an hour or 2 at a shot. I remember my instructor, Joe, one time we were about to go and teach class, and I was freaking out about some business thing and whatever else. And he goes, "What you thinking about?" And I said, "Oh, Joe, I got this and that." He goes, No, jujitsu time now. You think only about jujitsu." And it made me feel better, right? Because he extracted me from that experience of my normal everyday, 8, 9, 10 hour day life, right, for 1 hour, and gave me that relief, that experience. Now, listen, he choked the hell out of me for that hour, and I wasn't able to move my head for a few days. But the simple fact is that still, I did not think about that. And that gap let me think clearer. Plus, obviously, the added benefits, that we talk about all the time, self-confidence and physical fitness and whatnot. But that also now talks about cutting to the chase, right? Where is the most value in martial arts? How do you gain the biggest and make the biggest impact and therefore the biggest income in martial arts? And that is in level 3, transformational. So if level 1 is tactical and level 2 is experiential, transformational level 3 is taking practicing all those moves in level 1, all those secondary benefits that they're gaining in level 2, right, of being removed from their daily everyday experience, and laser focusing on that outcome as a complete transformation of their life. So think of it like this, right, guys, especially if you are an existing martial arts school owner or instructor or teacher or even an assistant instructor. How many people, all right, how many of your students have you helped over the course of your career, or even if you're new at this, to increase their physical fitness, right? Not just their fitness level, but their overall health, right? Is that they came to you, they were unhealthy. Then because they came to you, they realized they had to get in better shape. They started eating better. They asked you questions, right? And therefore, when they came to see you, it transformed their lives. Something big also for a lot of martial arts is how many people came to you with anger issues, with stress issues, with anxiety issues. And over the course of being removed and using the tactical and the experiential and being removed from that stress, anger, and anxiety, were they able to better control it, right? That's a transformational outcome. How about kids? All of you guys who teach kids, right? How many of your kids started getting better grades because they started coming to your class? Well, that's a transformational outcome. The problem with martial artists and martial arts instructors is that they are leaving the most powerful, most valuable thing to happen by circumstance, right? As opposed to actually finding out why that is happening. Why do kids who come to my karate class, right, over 3 months suddenly get better grades? Why is that specifically, is that happening? Is it because they're learning to kick and punch, or is it because of something else, right? Why are people who are coming here to jiu-jitsu or whatever, taekwondo or aikido, right? Why are they, when they come here, they have all this anxiety and 6 months later, they're like a new person? Why is that happening? Right? When you can isolate that why and you can replicate that why in a very short amount of time. Listen, we're not talking about selling black belts. If you guys ever heard me talk before, that's like you guys want to piss me off and get me on a rant, right? Let's talk to me about giving kids black belts. It's not that time now, right? So we're not talking about in a transformational aspect, especially when we're talking about private lessons or in a short term, 8 to 12 week program. You're never going to bring somebody from 0 to black belt. That's ridiculous. But you can most certainly, as a martial artist, using the tools that are thousands of years proven, bring them from stress ball to no stress, poor health to good health, bad grades to good grades, low mobility to fully functioning mobility, right? Or a gazillion bad relationships, good relationships, declining career to improving career, less money to more money. There is so many, and we've worked with so many people over the last several years of different martial artists who have life wisdom and abilities to transform people's lives. And when we narrow it down to who they like to work with and what specifically have they done in the past, and whether it's for themselves or for others, and what specifically would they like to teach those people, then it almost miraculously raises the bar from just being the guy down the street, the gym rat who can kick, punch, and choke somebody out, to the nice business owner, level 2, who runs a really nice program. And yes, it's a fun activity to go to, and it, you know, makes everybody feel good, to holy crap, here is the expert in our community that if you have any of these problems, you go to him and it is fixed, right? And what do you think the difference in value for the consumer is between those three, right? Hey, here's an activity I'll go try, you know, I'll learn to kick, punch, maybe defend myself. I'll go to a seminar, I'll go to a class or two, all right? That's worth $40, right? Okay, here's a cool place I like to hang out with, level 2, right? I like the people here, I like the experience, I like the sensei, the professor, the sifu, right? Whatever it is, it makes me feel good every time I come here. I'll pay, you know, $100, $150, maybe $200 a month, right? Or I have this problem and I've tried everything and I can't fix it. I know there is something out there that I have not tried yet. And it seems like this guy who, yeah, he's a martial artist, but this guy has gotten these specific results for dozens and dozens of other people. Maybe I should see what he has to say. And wow, when he does say what he has to say, and I am convinced and trust him that he can get me that outcome because he has educated himself how to put together a program of proper transformational design and curriculum to step by step get that process and get that outcome that I need, right? Then yes, that is worth $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 to me in a very short amount of time, right? And that's what we're talking about. And that's what I wish I knew all those years ago when I started in this industry. So the good news here is, guys, this is what we do. I don't care whether you only, you know, have been teaching tactical, you know, seminars in the park or you know, or running a few classes for some real estate agents or some self-defense stuff, or, you know, women's self-defense. That's fine, right? And I certainly, please, if you are a hardworking, already martial arts instructor who has a school, right? Listen, you both you guys are halfway done, right? The rest of it is we just need to get on the phone with you and put together a plan of action, ask you some really specific questions and put together a plan of action, find out where you want to go so we can work with you to do that, to frame and articulate what you know, to deliver it and to influence at that highest level 3 transformational level, right? And then of course it all flows down, right? Because the real trick is use level 1 tactical to maybe attract, right? Level 3 transformational to impact and make income. And then level 2 is after the fact, which is what you use to engage for long-term relationships and long-term profit, right? So listen, we're happy to talk to you all about all that. Just go to WayOfTheWarrior.org, watch our free masterclass, how to make $10,000 a month teaching high-end private lessons. Or if you've ever watched it or you're ready to talk, give us a call and talk to us, you can always go to just WayOfTheWarrior.org/talk. And there's our calendar, and we've got our whole team running full boat. We're actively searching for our next rock stars. You guys have probably seen up on Facebook all our interviews with all our other guys that have been through our programs and just kicking butt and taking names right now. So WayOfTheWarrior.org, you want to watch the masterclass, or WayOfTheWarrior.org/talk, and we're happy to spend some time and plan it out with you. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later.